Hello, boys, girls, ladies, gents, and all 56,000 genders that there are nowadays, and welcome to the first episode, chapter, and installment of Homer's Chubby Mexican Podcast. A podcast that I had a while ago, but I decided to come back and re upload different videos. I just wasn't very satisfied with the way that the sound quality was coming out. I wasn't satisfied with just some of the ideas that I tried out here and there. And I just realized, that if I just talk to the microphone and pretend like I'm talking to like a classroom or some shit, I usually come out with some pretty cool gems as far as ideologies and brand new ways of thinking. I think school of thought, or philosophy as some people might call it, is an art form that's been lost. A lot of people think that because you get the access or the opportunity to resources that some other people don't get to have, that their ideas and their intelligent level can propel them into this area of conversation where they know what the fuck they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like what I just said sounded like complete bullshit, and it kind of was in a way. But, my thing is, although podcasts can be entertaining, I think it's nice to take that opportunity to reach an audience of people, whether or not they're bot accounts or whether or not they're real life people that listen to this on their way to work or during, I don't know, babysitting or some shit. I don't know, I just think that there needs to be an environment where critical thinking more than anything is appreciated. Speaking of which, I do have a list of topics that I want to get to. So I'm not gonna try not to yap too much as far as like directionless topics and shit like that. Anyway, I do want to talk about how today is December 27th, 2024, and there's a lot of things that are fucked with the way that we're living, right? I live in San Francisco, California, and I'm telling you, man, San Francisco is a perfect representation of the way that the whole Californian state is doing, because if you think about it, right, like Governor Newsom, who's a government of the state now, but used to be mayor of San Francisco, he has completely, like, wrecked what was once a beautiful fucking city. And don't get me wrong, problems didn't necessarily start with him getting into office, but they got exponentially worse. And I think one of the biggest telltale signs of how much it got worse was the way that everybody during so there was this event going on, right, where it was like a bunch of presidents and ambassadors were coming to San Francisco, and they cleaned up the entire city. Like, everything was spotless and clean, and you couldn't see a single fucking needle, even in the middle of the Tenderloin. Like, everything was clean. And then a week later, when the event was over, when all the president of China and Mexico and all these like other countries left, it went back to being bullshit. And it was so I think that shit pissed me off as a San Franciscan, because I don't know, man, I got to the city in 2002, right? So I saw it when it was like sureños and norteños and gang activity and crazy shit. Like, but at the same time, it was a lot of families and a lot of like black folks and Latinos. And now, like, the only other minority group that has stayed in the city is Asian people, and Asian people mostly because of Chinatown, Latinos because of the Mission. These neighborhoods are still pillars in San Francisco, but every other fucking neighborhood, like Valencia Street, or you look at I don't know. Well, North Beach has always been a little bit. It's an Italian neighborhood, so it's always had like a pretty good amount of money. But I don't know, man. I just see a bunch of neighborhoods that are getting like gentrified, and then they get gentrified, and then the people that gentrify the areas leave, and then you're stuck with pretty much empty businesses, and it sucks because it feels like a ghost town. It feels like we never really recovered from the pandemic. And that's what it feels like. But I was thinking about the new year, and I was thinking about how things are hopefully going to change. I don't know if it's going to get worse or better with Donald Trump. I really don't fucking know. I have no real idea of where politics stand right now. It's so polarized that you go, you look at one party and you start to hate that party, and then you look at the other party, you start to hate them, and then you start looking at both of them at the same time simultaneously, and you just think to yourself, wow, they're the same group, just with different colors. It's still, like Kendrick Lamar said, Republicans and Democribs, But I think for the new year, New Year's Eve resolutions, what's the most stereotypical thing that we all say, right? We're all going to spend a little less money and we're all going to lose a little bit of weight. And all that shit goes out the window as soon as February and March get, like, rolling. But I think for New Year's, a real good New Year's Eve resolution for me is to take care of my credit card debt, save up a little bit of money, get a whip, and just start opening my coffee business, dude. I've been in coffee for over 10 years. I do amazing, like, latte art. I know exactly how the cleaning process of coffee or the washing process of coffee. I know all about the roasting process. I know all about like farm and how elevation, I know all this shit, bro. Like I have an unnecessary level of information about coffee. And it's funny because all this knowledge is, it's been accumulated throughout the years of all the jobs that I've worked at. And I've worked like every sort of coffee shop gig, right? Like I've worked from Blue Bottle to fucking, just regular mom and pop shops to working in offices or a hotel. Like I've worked every fucking like type of coffee market job. So like at this point, I really do think that I can even get my little Breville espresso machine, hook it up to a generator, go to Dolores Park, and just give out like samples. And then if people want like a full latte or a full like iced cold brew drink, I will make it on the spot. But I don't know, man. Like I just want to start on my own coffee shop. That's it, bro. That's my New Year's Eve resolution is to work towards that. Obviously, work out. Work 40 plus hours a week, and just stick to this YouTube stuff. This YouTube stuff. It's a little therapeutic. Therapeutic. Yeah. It's like therapy. It's pretty fun. It's a little, and honestly, I was thinking also about being more honest. When I'm honest, I notice that I cut through a lot of bullshit and I get quicker to my results that I want to get in whatever situation I'm at. So I think honesty is the key, right? Some people call it confidence, some people call it arrogance. Honesty to me is key. But what I was thinking about, speaking of the job market, is how shit the job market is right now. Right now, people are fighting over jobs at a McDonald's, Burger King, Payless. Like, jobs right now are absolute shit. And yeah, I'm talking specifically retail and service and, restaurants and shit like that. But bro, those are probably the jobs that are the most abundant and they're a clear tell sign of how well the economy's doing, right? If those jobs are difficult to acquire, what the fuck do you think jobs at a financial district will be like? Impossible, right? There's already very few spots for like those types of jobs. Bro, I just came from a job this whole year working in the financial district in San Francisco, and in the freaking 20 plus years I've been here, bro, I've never ever ever seen downtown that goddamn sterile, that goddamn slow, that goddamn empty, bro. It's so weird. And part of it is because people are working from home, but another part of it is because companies look at people who are working at from home and think to themselves, well, they don't need to be in the office, so we don't really need to rent out office spaces. So there's a lot of empty office spaces, and there's a lot of like, I don't know, man. I'm a little bit scared, bro, because if the people in the financial district aren't there, it kind of like doesn't tell a good sign for the rest of San Francisco. The upside is that you have a lot of empty retail space, so you do have a lot of cheap options in terms of rent, and in terms of like talking to property managers and shit like that. But at the same time, bro, I don't know. It's fucking scary. It's terrifying because it's not just about me, man. It's about people that are in San Francisco looking for a job. People that cross the border or come from China or come from Europe to like, work in San Francisco and shit, man. But the fact that the job market is so goddamn horrible, it makes me think that I'm single, by the way, and it makes me think that relationships right now are just something I laugh at, right? When people ask me, am I single? I'm like, yeah, no shit, bro. I've been single for over like 4 years, man, 4 or 5 years, something like that. And honestly, man, I don't even think about dating anymore. And I'm 29, I'm at that age where everybody's getting married. You should be getting married. You should be starting a family at this point. You should have some sort of financial security that lets you at least have the opportunity for that. And guess what? I'm broke as fuck, bro. Not just that, but I'm like deep in credit card debt. Like, it's bad, bro. And people could say, I understand what people are gonna say, man. I know people are gonna be like, well, go to school, go to this and that. It's like, man, if that was if that was an option for me, if that was like a reality for me, I would have done it, bro. But the truth is, going to school, supporting yourself, paying rent, and then with the way the job market is, it's just impossible. It's impossible for me to go back to school. Even though a lot of it is online, even though San Francisco offers free tuition for uh what's called for SF residents at City College. It's a community college, man. Like an AA is just not gonna cut it, bro. A bachelor's doesn't even fucking cut it nowadays, man. You look at all these bachelor's degree jobs online on Indeed or ZipRecruiter or any of these fucking hiring websites, and they're like bachelor's degree required, and then you look at the salary and it's less than fucking $40,000 a year, bro. That's a teacher salary, bro. I ain't taking that shit. I personally have worked in a patisserie where I was a supervisor, and I was making like $70K a year. Bro, and then after taxes, it was still like a pretty good amount, bro. Like, I didn't even have to pay taxes. That's how cool that shit was, man. I got tax returns off that job. And I was smooth, bro. If I would have kept that job for 3 years and realistically saved 40K a year while still spending money on rent and bills and all that shit, I think 40K a year saving that much would have been like possible, But the truth is, bro, the cost of living is fucking ridiculous, man. Like, I really do miss making a grand a week, though. A grand a week is perfect. And not for living in San Francisco, but for what you're gonna get in terms of a minimum wage job, And that's the thing, it's like, that job was really great because of my tips. That's the thing, tips, people bitch about tip culture, but it's not tip culture they should be bitching about, because, fuck, bro, in Mexico they tip, in other countries they tip, like, it's not about the tip culture, it's about the fact that companies, and whether it's small businesses or big corporations, can take advantage and exploit good working people, man. It fucking sucks, bro. On top of like the cost of living, it's also like our food. I've noticed, every time I go to Costco or some shit, it's a fucking ridiculous amount of money that you spend, even for fucking Costco, which Costco is the cheapest you're gonna get. You're not gonna get cheaper at a Safeway. You're not gonna go any cheaper at a Whole Foods. Costco is as cheap as you're gonna get, and without sacrificing quality, And even then, bro, like my family has I live with my folks, and we have a fucking meat freezer, and that shit to feed a whole family, bro, it does take a good amount of money on food, bro. It just fucking sucks, man. The irony is, I have friends who started their family and shit, and I'm happy, right? I'm happy that people are starting their family, starting to get married, starting to go into dating and shit. But the truth is, like, I kind of feel bad for them because I know for a fact that the economy is probably not going to get better. So providing for a whole family, although it is, something to be taken pride in, at the same time, I also feel like it's hard, man. It's just you don't have the proper tools for it, even if you get a good job. Even if you get a good job, because of the cost of living, because of the way that the economy is going, bro, the way that politics are going, it's just everything in this entire country is so volatile right now. Everything in this whole entire fucking country is like paper thin, is like sandpaper, bro. Like, it's just so easy to fucking see through, man. I don't know. I feel like I've been yapping for 13, 14 minutes now, but I got everything I needed to say off. I might do these podcast episodes in like 15 minutes and just, just get on here, rant a little bit, go through a few subjects. The reason I want to keep it at 15 minutes is because I'm not going to lie to you. 30 minutes talking by yourself, that shit's pretty goddamn difficult to do, man. It's a very difficult thing to do, bro. I don't know. And I'm running out of subjects too. I'm just running out this last minute. But I mean, since we are coming close to these 15 minutes, I do want to say that I'm going to try my best to do more work into this YouTube shit, put as much work as I possibly can. And definitely just upload while I'm not working, and then once I do start working, it's man, I that's the thing. It's like once I start working, I don't do any of the YouTube shit. When I'm not working, it is kind of nice to just focus all my time on editing. And that's the thing I've noticed, right? It's the thing that takes the most out of this content creation shit is not necessarily the creativity for the ideas of content. I have an endless amount of ideas. It's the time. It's very time consuming. You can spend one day trying to upload a video that's like not the uploading part, but it's the process of editing that takes so goddamn long, bro. Especially if you want to incorporate memes, funny sounds, like, you know, panning in and out of the camera, all that shit, bro. It takes a fat fucking minute, bro, and I fucking hate it. It's a lot easier to just stream and then clip the streams for the best parts of the stream, upload that as a YouTube video, and then upload shorts. That is the key to go, man. The YouTube short shit is so easy. I don't know how much of that viewership is real though. Anyway, it's been your boy Homer. Have a beautiful day, morning, night, or evening, whatever time of day you're listening to this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace.